everyone, and welcome to Lipstick on a Rig. Today we are going to be making these awesome exfoliating face scrubbers, and these are part of our 3 skeins challenge where I show you how many different projects you can make with just 3 skeins of yarn. So don't forget to check the description for more information about that. To get started, grab your size F or 5 crochet hook and some medium size 4-weight yarn. And for this we are going to be creating this side, so whatever color you want on this side, go ahead and grab that. For me, I'm grabbing the orange. So what you're going to want to do is start with a magic circle, and inside of it you're going to want to place 8 single crochets. And once you have your 8 single crochets inside your magic circle, go ahead and tighten up that tail, and then we're going to be placing 2 single crochets in the back loop only of each of these 8 stitches. So you should have a total of 16 single crochets when you're done with this row. When you get to the end of your row, we're going to follow a different pattern. So start by placing 1 single crochet in the back loop only of your first stitch, and then you're going to place 2 single crochets in the back loop only of your second stitch. And you're going to want to follow that pattern going all the way around your row until you get back to your first stitch, and you should have a total of 24 stitches when you're done. When you get to the end of your row, we're going to follow a very similar pattern. So start by placing 1 single crochet in the back loop only of the next 2 stitches, and then you're going to want to place 2 single crochets in the third stitch. And you're going to want to follow that all the way around your row until you get back to your first stitch, and you should have a total of 32 stitches when you're done. And when you get to the end of your row, you're going to follow a very similar pattern. So what you're going to want to do is go ahead and place 1 single crochet in the back loop only of the next 3 stitches, and then you're going to want to place 2 single crochets in the 4th stitch. But you're only going to want to do this a total of 4 times, so just try to keep that in mind. You should have a total of 36 stitches when you're done. So once you have your 36 stitches, it's time to go ahead and finish this off. So the easiest way to do that is just to go ahead and place 1 slip stitch in the back loop only of the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, and 3, and then we're going to place a slip stitch in the full stitch of that 4th stitch there. And then go ahead and tie off your yarn. So we've already created this side, so now it's time to create this side. And I'm actually going to be using the same yellow as I did here. So in order to do that, go ahead and grab your same size F or 5 crochet hook and some medium weight yarn, and go ahead and create a magic circle, and then we're going to place 12 double crochets inside of it. Once you have your 12 double crochets, go ahead and tighten up that tail nice and tight, and then we are going to place 1 slip stitch in the first stitch there. And then go ahead and chain 2. So now our pattern is actually going to involve these posts. So we're not going to be creating any stitches inside of our V stitch up here like we normally would. We're going to be crocheting around this post area here. So what you're going to want to do is go ahead and yarn over and then draw your hook up underneath this first post here. We're going to create a front post stitch. So go ahead and finish out a double crochet just like that. And then what I want you to do is go ahead and chain 1, and then we're going to do the next post, but we're going to come in from the back side and then come forward just like that for a back post stitch. Finish out our double crochet, and then we're going to chain 1. So then you're just going to keep doing that, alternating between a front and a back post with a chain 1 in between each stitch, and you should have a total of 24 stitches when you're done with your row. And when you get to this very last post, it might be a little bit tight, so just try to make sure that you're actually getting around the back of the post there. Just like that. Then make sure you chain 1, and then what we're going to do is we are actually going to be slip stitching into the top of that chain 2 stitch here. So not that first chain, but this second one right there. Go ahead and place a slip stitch, and then we are going to chain 2 again. So now for the pattern, what we're going to do is we are going to place 2 double crochets inside of this hole here, and then we're going to place 1 double crochet around the front post again. So I'll show you. You're just going to put 1 double crochet there, and then another one, and then you're going to crochet around the front post just like you did before. Okay, and then you're going to place 2 double crochets in the next space, and then you're going to place a double crochet around the back post just like you did before. And you're going to want to follow this pattern going all the way around your row When you get to the end, you should have 36 stitches. So when you get to the end of your row, what you're going to want to do is place a slip stitch in the top of that chain 2 stitch just like before. And then you're going to want to tie off your yarn. So once you have your 2 pieces complete, just like this, what you're going to want to do is take your side tail and tuck it into the middle and then just trim it off so that it's not going to be hanging out outside of the edge for both of these. And then what you're going to want to do is grab your 2 starting tails, these 2 beginning tails that you kind of secured your magic circle with, and you're going to tie them to each other just like this and tie them nice and tight. And what this does is it kind of adds a little bit of security in the middle of your face scrubbers so that they don't go anywhere from the inside. And I like to do 2 knots there, just like that. And then you're just going to take these 2 tails and cut them kind of short. And then I like to save these scraps for stitch markers. So now you've got your 2 face scrubbers sort of stacked on top of each other like this, and just look for any tails sticking out like this one and go ahead and cut them a little bit shorter than they are. And any small little tiny pieces like this can be used for stuffing, just keep that in mind. So now that you have these 2 sort of secured together, place your hook inside of 1 stitch of each of them, just anywhere along your circle. I like to make sure it's not in a place where I've stopped my yarn. So then what you're going to want to do is grab your 3rd color, or I mean the same color, it just depends. Go ahead and yarn over with it, just like this, and you're going to want to pull it through both of those stitches. And go ahead and chain 1 there. So then what you're going to want to do is sort of sew these 2 edges together using your single crochet stitch and just sort of grabbing each of the 2 stitches as you go, like this. So just insert your hook in the first side and then in the second side, and then place your single crochet. And you're going to want to do this until you get all the way back to your original chain stitch. And once you've crocheted all the way around your rim like that, what you're going to want to do is slip stitch back into your original chain stitch there and tie off your yarn. So once you're done tying off your yarn, all you want to do is just draw your tails up through the center in between these 2 sides here. So you've now completed your face scrubber. Please let me know in the comments below if you experienced any issues while you were trying to make these, and I will do my best to help you out. If this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel, Lipstick on a Rig. Thank you so much for working with me, and I hope you have a wonderful, awesome day.